Hello and welcome again. If you are following the channel, you probably have seen other videos talking about static routing. This is a continuation of those recordings, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create OSPF using Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer allows you the simulation of networks up to a certain level. It's a good place to practice your skills. In this diagram you see we have one site with a local LAN and another site with a local LAN. Then I'm going to add another site here. And in the previous videos which talked about the static routing, these two were connected and we were creating routes between them. But now we're going to change some of the configurations we left from the previous recording and then create a new topology, which is right here. And that topology will introduce new subnets and new configurations. So if we start with adding cabling between the sites, and let's assume this is one office and that's your data center, maybe one city and this is another city, and you have another town or village where you have another office, and you're introducing this new office to your network. So let's create a connectivity between them. You decide what IP addressing you have to take, but first we will go through the physical configurations here. If you see this router is now on. If we want to increase its interfaces and create slots here or NIC cards here, what we're going to do is first of all switch it off and then drag one of the WIC card interfaces here, and we don't not use this one for now, so we cover and then we restart the machine. Then we go to the command line. In that you can see the image decompressing, and then the router will be ready. Now we know we have an interface from the previous configuration over here, and that interface was already configured with WIC2T, and we can connect those connectivities here. So if I select the cabling or connections, if I use serial DCE from here and then connect to the first serial interface and connect there to the first serial interface, then I can use another DCE from the second serial interface connecting to the second or the first, whichever you like. Just to match the numbers for easy remembering, we will use the 001. Now these two are connected. We need to connect the LAN from that side. So we have a straight through copper cable. We can connect the first interface from the switch to the fast Ethernet 0/0 of the router. Then we can connect one sample machine from the network, and that would be connected to the second interface of the switch. If you want to if you increase the speed of spanning tree in the simulation, just click this and then it shortens the time you use for spanning tree. Okay. Okay, now that cabling is complete, we have configurations that are missing from here, from this router or this site. We need to add interfaces, but first we need to label what IP addresses we want to use. Let's choose maybe 192.1, or let's say 172 if you like, whichever you like, or maybe 20.1.1.0, and let's give it a large number, 24. We will learn how to reduce those later. 20.2.2.0/24, and then from the 20 we can use one IP, the first one for this router, and the second IP for that router. So if I choose, actually there is already one here, we can just drag it and put it here. So that interface, the serial 00, its IP is going to be 20.1.1.1/24, and the serial over there, that one is the one we need to add because we just introduced that one. So .1 here and then .1 here, which means if you see this router, the network between them, it's 20.2.2.0. so we pick the first IP for that router, serial 001, and then the second IP we pick for this router. Now the labeling, the diagram is complete. We can add also some coloring around the subnets we want to organize. So for example, if you choose square and then fill color, let's say a light color that you just see, and put it here just to cover the area, we we have one site with that subnet 10.1.1, maybe we can change the color again and then choose a different color for a different site, a bit yellowish probably, then do the same thing, and that one also covers this network, just symmetrical almost. Okay, and then for that one maybe we can use oval shape and change the color, maybe bluish color, and probably start maybe from here, something like that. Make it a little bit bigger so we can accommodate the network over there. Use the arrow, drag it up so it covers everything we need, and probably maybe, yeah, this is all good. So now you can see we have 3 networks, one over here, one over here, one over here. If you assume this is your data center where you've got your servers and services running, and this is one new branch you've opened, and maybe this is your headquarter, then we need to create our headquarter connectivity to the data center. Or maybe this is your headquarter and this is a branch, so you need to go through this site to get to the data center. Or you can have a direct connectivity if you want to, if you have that. But for now we just want to practice some way where this subnet can go through this link, because that's the only link out from this network, going through that network, reaching those servers. And also the clients from here will come to this router and will go through here and then reach that service. So that allows you to actually create a routing between them. But let's start with the existing configurations where static routing. I need to remove that. This serial interface has a different IP now. That one also has a different IP. Let's reconfigure serial 00 from router 1. So if we go to the command line interface of first router, we know the show IP interface brief. That interface serial 00, it has 10.2.2, so we need to change that. So what we're going to do, go to configuration mode, config terminal, and then interface serial 0/0/0, give it the IP. The new one we have selected now is 20.1.1. so if you see here 20.1.1.1, so IP address we say 20.1.1.1 and then 255.255.255.0, and we've selected to be DCF the interface, so we use clock rate. Let's choose a simple speed 64,000, and we say no shut. It was already up, but the other side is not configured for serial. You need to have both configured and up so you can have the interfaces up. That interface is now complete. But if we exit and if we say show run, if we do that, you will see somewhere there's a static route. That static routing needs to go away. So to do that, you can just copy that route and then go to the configuration mode and then say no. Then paste that configuration, and that will remove the static routing. So if we save and now say show run again, you can see that line is now gone. Under the IP class we had the IP route, which was static routing, and if you say show IP route, then you don't have any static routing. It's only connected networks, and that's not detected yet because the other side is still off. So what we're going to do, and before we come back to that router, let's remove the IP from this one as well and configure the 20.2.2.2. That's the IP we need to configure for the serial interface. So if we go to the enable mode and Alt Shift and 6, if you do that, then it will release the named resolution. So if you say enable and if you say conf t, now we go to the, before we do that, let's check what's already configured. Show IP interface brief. When you do that, you see it's 10.2.2. So go to the configuration mode, go to the interface serial 0/0/0, okay, and /0, and then give the remove the IP address, no IP address. You do that and then save it. So in the second part of the video, I will complete the configurations and then proceed with the OSPF routing. Thank you for your time.